What is up, my fellow Chibits? Today is JoJo Day, but JoJo Day is sharing a special occasion of Friday the 13th with it today. Yeah, it's actually Friday the 13th. You know, look at the date right now and you'll see. It's kind of surprising. I didn't even realize until I looked at my clock this morning. I was like, wait a minute, it's Friday the fucking 13th. So I was like, oh shit. So yeah, JoJo Day on a Friday the 13th. Interesting. Anyways, so I gotta ask. I gotta ask this quick question because this was bugging me in this episode, and I'm recording this right after getting done with the episode. So it's kind of like my reaction after watching the episode / review. But what the fuck is a permit? Like what the fuck is that? Like, I gotta ask this question. What the hell is permit? Can anyone clarify, please? Because I am so unaware of what the hell that is. So, if anyone can, please, let me know in the comments below. Now, I'm gonna say the stand name, the stand name of the new stand that was introduced in this episode, the name was pretty much given to us. Not because of the person saying Surface, but when the stand had its name being showcased, like you saw on the left of it, it said Surface, but in the subtitles it said Show Off, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, okay, so, I mean, I know JoJo's been censoring a lot of names and stuff, and I've talked about this constantly, but my god, that was, like, one of the stupidest things I've seen when it comes to censoring, because they had Surface on the left on the anime screen. They actually said fucking Surface right there, but then underneath it in the subtitles, they said Show Off, and I'm like, okay, but anyways, the name of the stand is Surface, and the abilities of it could definitely be pretty scary in the wrong hands, and a lot of the stands we have seen from this anime season of JoJo has been pretty scary. I mean, look, we have a stand that could travel through electricity, and we know the world today, it uses a lot of electricity. Like, everything is powered by electricity in our world, so if someone got, this stand in the wrong hands, they could cause some serious shit. Overload a nuclear reactor or something like that. And then, other stands like, Crazy Diamond. I mean, getting to see how Josuke can actually heal people, but if they don't die instantly, that's a ridiculously overpowered stand in a certain way. And then you have, the hand right there. That is pretty damn powerful. And then, you have, Koichi's stand that was introduced recently, and probably many more stands that we've yet to see. So far, Part 4 of JoJo has introduced a lot of powerful stands that could be incredibly broken in the wrong hands. And I'm kind of scared to see what our main in-game villain stand is going to be like if we're already getting stuff like this, because let's look at, the Surface's actual abilities, the tool set it currently has. On paper, it seems rather simplistic compared to something that could stop time, something that can heal anyone's wounds as long as they don't die instantly. I mean, on paper, it seems like it's not something that powerful, but if someone had the great mind to back up something with this stand, it would be scary, because this stand is a doll. It's like using a doll as its main form, and if someone touches this doll, that doll could take on the shape of the person that touches it. So, let's throw this in perspective. Like, this is just a hypothetical. Let's say the person that has this stand gets some important official, like government official or something, touches the stand's doll, like the doll's hand, and then the doll turns into that government official, and then you have it to where the stand now is pretty much that person, and can go inside of, top secret government operations and deal with some stuff, and sneak in and get information that nobody else usually can. I mean, you could easily do reconnaissance with this type of stand, and cause some crazy shit. Like, you could find out some stuff that you're not supposed to know, and then also being able to control people, too, with the stand in a certain radius, for instance, making their movements. You could easily kill so many people with something like this, as long as if they touch the stand. Now, I'm willing to bet if it got out that, if you touch the stand, it's all over, then most likely people wouldn't, want to touch it. But still, since we found out that it could control people's movements, that's scary. Because if any person was to grab or touch this doll, even someone like Dio, they would be forced to the will of this doll. Imagine that. If Dio would have touched the doll, he would be controlled. That's scary. It's scary to think about. So, the stand could be abused, and it could definitely be powerful in the wrong hands if someone had a very good mind to be able to use it. So thankfully it was just a high school student that didn't really have the best of brains in his head, because he obviously could have done a lot more damage than what we saw in this episode. But anyways, the main thing about this episode, besides introducing the surface, we get to see a little bit more of Jotaro in this episode, and you know what, I'm liking how Jotaro is going to be a reoccurring character in part 4. I just hope he has, you know, some action moments. I'm really hoping we get to see Jotaro actually get in a fight. And I know this isn't his part. I expect that when it comes to JoJo, because when you have it from, like, part 2, you know, Joseph, he wasn't, like, the main focus anymore. It was mainly Jotaro that was the focus of part 3, and then since, you know, part 3 was main focus was Jotaro, obviously part 4 is not going to focus on him, it's going to be on Josuke. So I understand that, you know, Jotaro is not going to get the primary focus. He's not the main JoJo of this story. I really hope he at the very least gets some form of action scenes in the future, because I really wish we would get an episode of him. I'd like to see him use his, you know, time stop once again, you know, fight and all that. I would really love to see that. I mean, we got to see a quick skirmish at the beginning of part 4 JoJo with Josuke, but I'm not going to really call that much of a fight. I'm talking about a real good battle between a stand versus stand. I would love to see that, and I wonder if we might get to see that in part 4 anytime soon. But overall, it was a very good episode. Yeah, it was a good episode. I mean, it was more of a slice-of-life-ish episode with a little bit of supernatural thrown on the side with JoJo type style, but it was fun. Oh yeah, and there was this girl that was introduced in this episode. Now, I wonder exactly what type of role she's going to play in part 4, because she was looking down the window and she saw Josuke, and then she smiled. And you see, like, the reflection, like, she has a smile and she's blushing. So, I think she has some form of crush on Josuke. I think that's fairly obvious, but what is going on there? Like, does she, you know, is she going to be a major role in the story? Is she going to fall in love? Like, is this person that was blushing, is she probably going to be the main, like, female character of this part? Every single JoJo usually gets with a girl at the end and they have a child or something. I could see maybe that girl being the one that gets with Josuke. That would be pretty cool. I'd like that. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.